Alright, I want to make a quick public service announcement. The greatest common factor is not the least common multiple. The GCF is not the LCM. They are different, and students lose points on quizzes and tests very frequently for mixing those up. So let's talk about why they're different and how you can recognize the difference. Let's say you have the numbers 24 and 36. If you want to go ahead and track down the greatest common factor, well, then you need to start by factoring. Now, if you're factoring, you're saying, okay, well, this is 2 times 12, 2 times 6, 2 times 3. That's factoring. You might make a factor tree in order to factor. So when you see the F, you're thinking, okay, immediately factoring is going on. Same thing over here. We're going to go ahead and be consistent. Let's factor both of these. The greatest common factor can be found by seeing what factors are in common and multiplying those numbers together. So we have a 2, and a 3. Multiply those together, you get 12. You might recognize 12 as something that goes into both 24 and 36, and in fact there's nothing larger. So it is the greatest common factor. So you look for these numbers and you try to say, what is the biggest thing I can get? So whenever you're factoring and then looking for something big, you're looking for the greatest common factor. So be very conscious of what you're doing when you're doing that. The least common multiple, on the other hand, you're saying, okay, well, let's multiply this number by 2. So we go from 24 to 48. Let's multiply by 3. So we have this multiple, we have that m going on there, times 3, and so forth. Multiply times 4. This number over here, let's multiply times 1, times 2, times 3, and so forth for each of these. So the next thing we want to do is look at this list of numbers, and we don't want the greatest one, we want the least. The least. So what is the smallest number that these things both have in common? It's going to be that 72. So always remember, greatest common factor. First you factor, then you find the thing that's the greatest. Over here with the least common multiple, first you multiply, and then you find the thing that has the least. So just be very conscious of what you're doing, and it will be very easy to tell these two things apart. Otherwise, they're easy to get mixed up.